Welcome back to Pops. Pilots of Play some for Victoria 3. We're playing as Mexico, going for Manifest Mexico. We have to take a teeny tiny little piece of the US of A and get them below Great Power Rank, which they might fall into. Ideally, we get a good war against them and then they're just dead. But they're probably just gonna not have that. California has a huge issue with taxation, but we're building a bunch of government administration, which surely is gonna help. Yeah. Well, this says plus 90. I think that's all. Oh, that's 30 per. I think. And you lack almost 100 taxation capacity. So 4 will be enough. I'm going to make it 5 though, just for the future. California. Taxation heaven. Can we have... There's some sort of overview, right? Of our states. I feel like there is a place... It's not in politics. Is it in budget? It is in budget. So, if we look at the most money-making states, Mexico, although it costs us more than it makes, but government administration. Construction sector doesn't really count though, because that's being paid for by our investment pool, our capitalists. Though we're stretching that a little now, but still, there's so much money in there. It'll be a while. So Mexico, then Oaxaca. Okay, big construction sector negative, so it's actually positive probably. Any of these places actually positive, like in actual numbers. Yucatan is. Well, it doesn't have a lot of administration in there. It mostly generates money. Most of these places actually claim not to be profitable. Oh, Oklahoma, look at that. Almost no cost, just the railway. And tons of money from all that oil. That's how you like it. Chihuahua. Okay. A lot of the smaller places are quite profitable. Thanks to the fact that we're not paying for any weird infrastructure there, other than a bit of railway. And they have all that juicy industry. We did have a bunch of extra war machine industries, and they're still working. Because I was interested in having a bunch of tanks made, but we already didn't have enough planes. So it would be weird to swap over to tanks. Maybe we don't want to be exporting all these tools. Holy, that's a lot of tools to export. Why are we exporting that many tools? Tools. One day, we're down 5,000 tools. So let's not export 3,500 to the Ottoman at a loss. Let's just not do that. Anybody else want my ammunition? You do. Have at Italians. Clothing. I do know we have extra clothing available. How much though? 3,000. So maybe exporting 5,000 is a bit much. Let's do 3,600 to the Italians at a pretty decent rate. Sounds good. But to say, do we have extra oil? But no. Just a few guns. Actually tempted to import dye. We need thousands, right? Yeah, 5,000. So bringing in a few from the let's drop in a bucket. In the bucket? Sure. We're actually almost using up all our insane amounts of convoys. That's quite something. Quite something indeed. Now we're waiting for 1916 so we can declare war on the US of A again. And if we get very, very lucky, they do not give in. Oh, interesting. I just saw... Oh, we do lack fabric now. I was about to say, we have an auto-expanding cotton industry in California, which I thought was a mistake, but no, we do actually lack fabric. Are we exporting a ton of fabric? We are not. So no, our textile mills, which we have a lot of, to be fair, are eating up a ton of that fabric. What else do we need to sell, to have more of? There's a bunch of dye coming in. I was meant to look at lead. Glass is actually going negative, but we have a lot of sales of glass, so we can work on that. I think a bunch of those are our own too. So I want to look at building food and coffee, let's say. Food, coffee, and tools. And then maybe we're even looking for ranch farms. Which does seem crazy to me. But I mean, let's do a bunch of farms. San Salvador. The amount of growth we've had in these places is quite impressive to me. And we had 0 people available in San Salvador before. Let's do this. But I was looking for lead as well. Oh, we almost have no places to grab lead, but there's a tiny bit in East Angola. And food industries. Some of which are not making money. Like really heavily not making money. Which probably means they should be running automated bakeries. Oh, we have that tool issue too. Oh, well, I wanted to check exports. Did I? Feel like I did. I'm gonna do this. And even build some more of that food industry. But what was it? I want to look at tool exports. Maybe glass exports. We're not exporting tools. That was not it. Oh, I wanted to build coffee too. Let's try to remember building coffee. Glass exports are a bit high, but there was something else I was surprised by before. I thought, I'll check engines. Okay. Trade routes. Engines. These are all other people's trade routes. Wow. 10,000 engines going to the Austrians. And not even that much gain. These are imports already. What was I looking for? My brain is like a sieve sometimes. Other times it's not. It really isn't. But sometimes it's quite sievy. Ah, look, we can stop selling these maybe to... Who are you even? East India Company. Let's not do that trade. Let's stop these tiny unproductive routes as well. That should help out a little bit. Try to not spend so much time paused so we can maybe attack the US of A this episode. That would be nice. Exporting tools. I wasn't really looking to do that at all. Yes, but I wanted to have coffee. Was it coffee? Gosh darn it. Some drink. Probably coffee. That's coffee, right? Yeah. Coffee. Who did they make these interfaces for? Coffee, 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 coffee. And then still go for East Angola, I think. And some Veracruz. Some San Salvador. Which is totally gonna need more railway, isn't it? How's the infrastructure looking? You're not actually that bad on infrastructure. Even though you don't have any railways, so let's give you some. And then that's Yucatan, that's Veracruz. How are you doing on your infrastructure? You're almost out, so let's preemptively build some railway. And I think East Angola is building a bunch of railway, right? Yeah. Just takes a moment apparently to put those tracks down. Radicals going down, Americans understanding that they never really wanted to be, well, American. They should really just be Mexican. Anything cool going on in our journal? War among the clouds. Oh, I need an actual war to trigger that. Okay. Spitting fire. Flamethrowers, be in a war. And use those flamethrowers, sure. Oh, these are all be in a war. Okay. And I don't want chemical warfare. I don't like it. I mean, who does? Wonder, I should probably do something about the productivity of these coal mines. And just give them something. Not this, though. If we give them steam donkeys, they're going to make so much more money. Sure, some people will be unhappy, and we need even more engines. But hey. War. Surely... No, they're not done yet. He paused too much. Let's have a drink. And wait for that to be done. Our enemy, somebody irrelevant. I don't care about Bengala. French Congo. I'm neutral. Carriers. Now, I can only assume that carriers would mean even more plane requirement. Which might not be the worst thing ever. Oh, it's battleship. Where do I set carriers? There. More radios too, though. Could somebody please buy my telephones? I have telephones to sale. To sale? Sure. For sale. To sell. Telephonies. Nobody wants them. Just the Prussians, and only them, just a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know how much I like production of goods being linked this much. It does make sense for certain things. I think I've discussed this before. But it doesn't really make sense to me for like telephones and radios. Why would making more radios require me to make more telephones? It just really shouldn't. There. Gonna run more factories there. But meh. It's not awesome. So what about planes then? Let's look at war things. Do need more planes already. Even though I'm still not building any tanks. So maybe let's go and have even more war machine industries. If I can find them. Yeah, I want tank production. We also still have that issue with hardwood. No, we don't have much of an issue with hardwood anymore, do we? I think it's actually kind of fine. Nevada has tons of people. Let's go have some sort of gambling commission set up here. And a bunch of railway too. Stereotypes. You gotta love them. Just gotta love them. There. Oil in Wyoming, you say? Well. Oil is the future, but let's do this. Let's not be hasty. One more oil rig. Wow. What a savings. What a savings. Now, how are we looking? 1913. Whenever got through like 1 year. It's a harsh life. It's very, very hard being me. Speaking of, is anybody gonna sell me any lead? Iron, lead. The Italians have some lead. Gimme. And how much extra coal do we have? None. Okay. French Kasai. Give some spare sulfur. Anybody want to sell me radios? No. It's just me who finds that weird. That radios are a byproduct of building... telephones are a byproduct of building radios. It's confusing. I mean, I somewhat get like the wheat farms that have vineyards as part of them, right? Because not all soil is good for vineyardage. Therefore, you also have some grain growing. I can see that, sure. But telephones and radios, no. I'm not buying it. We are colonizing down here, aren't we? We are. Just quickly grabbing our way over to Portugal. Funnily enough. Dixie people going to Wisconsin. Why do Dixie people go to Wisconsin? You're migrating. Why? Population goes down from assimilation. That is fine, whatever. Large numbers of Dixie people have begun. Mostly Protestants. 6% turmoil, they're not unhappy. And Wisconsin, is Wisconsin mine too? No, right? It's still American. Wisconsin. Yeah. Wisconsin has a standard of living of 14.5. My place is in Dixie. 29, 25, 20. I don't understand. I think we're building up that bureaucracy. Again, not that incorporation is going to finish in time or anything. I keep forgetting what incorporation does. Fully integrated, pay taxes, gain institutions, participate fully. Okay. So taxes, you say. In recognition of accomplishment, since the landowners don't matter, do you want pop attraction to the industrialists? Send everybody to the trade unions, why not? Workers should be recognized, indeed. This is communist paradise after all. Still having market access issues. So more railway here. Veracruz is building a bunch of railway, okay? California. I also really wish I had a better screen to do this with. Like, give me a overview, sort of an infrastructure macro builder where I can see the current state and just click railway or something. Or let me do it on the map or something. Militarized. We actually got a new law. Not that we care, but we do. Militarized police. No. Even though I'm certainly a bit of a left-leaning person politically, I am not actually someone who believes that we shouldn't have police. In fact, I believe we should have police. Why are we not using elastics everywhere? Well, I just believe they should be supervised quite well. And that they should certainly not be militarized. That sounds like a bad idea. We may have rubber issues now. Rubber, which is this. We do lack some rubber. So why don't we go and have some rubber? Surely everybody has enough people. You do. And everybody loves Eastern coal actually has a peasant issue. I think I learned that before once and I just fully ignored it now when we build all this stuff, didn't I? You're already on assembly lines. You should be making cars, but there's not really a point in doing that. There's nobody here. Apparently publicly traded makes infinite money. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. You're on railway and on steam donkeys. Uh-oh. And the coffee plantations are on railway. I think we've automated everything in East Angola. We just don't have enough folks. High attraction. People do seem to be moving there. High attraction compared to the average in the Mexican market. People will go there. Last week you got 3,000 people from... I mean, it'll be fine. People will just move there and learn the wonders of Africa. Good enough for me. What's new here? People's Revolution. Oh, comes to Republic. Is that new? I don't know. Can't believe we still haven't urbanized Mexico. Urban center... Oh, all states need to have urban centers. Or 75% of all states need to have urban... A lot of them do, actually. Momentum for the fascists. No. 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 We're not going to do that. We don't like fascists around here. Neither in our communist Mexico, nor here, this guy. This guy does not like fascists. I'm sorry if you're a fascist watching. No, not... Well, I'm sorry for you. But I do not like. We're over the innovation cap, so if that grows, we just get all the science we can, which is fine. We are almost done with the science, so I don't even know what happens when you have no more science to get. Probably just nothing. It's probably not civilization style future science or stuff, something like that. Tools, steel. I mean, everything, yes. Coffee, cotton, electricity. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That is interesting. Tools. Did we ever reduce the electricity output? I don't think we did. I feel like all we did was use electricity in places. But I don't think we actually went and did anything to your production methods, or did we? Well, we could make a lot more electricity here. And moving on to even more oil. Here we don't have. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Speaking of cuckoo, war machines. Industries should be done. They're not done? No, I'm building 30 more apparently. Am I building any of those in East Angola? I feel like I might be. I'm not, okay. Just Nevada and California. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. Any of these new? Probably not. Yeah, that's just not. I really wish I had an interface for that. Really did. Or redo. I wish I knew how the great power ranking or the prestige needed to be a great power, how that's calculated. And I could probably look it up. Because it just doesn't seem to be a top 8 thing. Great powers, consonant with other great powers. Plucky major powers. Plucky? Yeah. I'm gonna look it up. Maybe. I wonder if we want to do something to help the Italians. They already have a better standard of living. They have more GDP than the US of A. They had a bit of a population issue. What with that rebellion and all. And we have spare production. It's so tempting to just build more production capacity. But on the other hand, I mean, more building capacity, what I meant to say. On the other hand, it's going to mean that we have to do more work, right? If I generate more building capacity, it's going to be even faster at building all these buildings, which means I'm going to be asked even more often to help out with this. On the other hand, that surely is the wrong approach. Surely we want to power up our industry as much as we can. And if it means more clicking and more thinking about what to build, then that's just what it is. I think we've already been leaving a lot of money on the table, or GDP growth potential on the table, by being lazy and not expanding our construction industry. Fascist Prussia? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna overtake Prussia too. At least if we look at the... but I'm neutral. Okay, yeah, we're certainly not gonna make it to 1916 in this episode. As sad as that is. Unused construction production, of course. A horse. Which I think I did just spam a bunch of glass, didn't I? It did. Tools are still in the works. Food, fish, steel, coffee, all the things. Food industries. Do I just go... I'm tempted to put a lot of these things on auto expand again. But that's just gonna generate other problems, isn't it? Just gonna go ham on the food production. That has to be enough. Food. Steel mills. Same places saying hi. Yeah, let's do Montana. Remember to put some infrastructure into Montana too. And I'm just gonna do even more dye. Why not? In Oregon. Okay, Montana. Railway. Oregon. Where's that trailer, US Oregon? Gosh darn it. You'd think I'd learn... Do you think I would? I'm gonna use the search function, because apparently I'm unable to find freaking Oregon. Oregon. Not Pregon. Oregon. Oh, way up there. Didn't realize you had access to the sea, Oregon. Oh, you don't have a railway. Let's fix that. Might even want to get some ports at some point. Yep. So the next time we build infrastructure in a coastal place, we should probably do it with ports. Just so we can trade more. Alright, 1913. Communist Party, 78%. It's not a one-party system. Free and open elections. The 36% support that they have turns into 80% votes. Yes, yes. Yes, okay. I still don't know that I want to do any changes around here. US of A rivaled France. Please go to war. Please crush the US of A. Wait, they're actually in wars? Oh, they're in active diplomatic place at least. Are they? Oh, they're not really. They're just on the fence. That's a lot more on the fascist side, unfortunately. Even though there's support for the... Well, oh no, that just changed. I looked at this. Prussia versus fascist Prussia. And fascist Prussia has a lot more people. But there's a lot of support for the real Prussians, which is good. Good. We don't like Germans going fascist. We don't like anybody going fascist. We certainly don't like German... Well, Germanish kind of people to be fascist. Neutral, buying stuff. Fine art price is just crazy. But I still don't really know why I would be building a bunch of arts schools. This. I don't know what that's actually good for. Having a bunch of these fine art things. Sure, they pay some taxes, and it's good for the people who work there, so it's not bad. But it's also, I think there's a lot of state money in there. Now, aeroplanes. I have some extra aeroplanes, not a lot of extra aeroplanes. If I were to swap you to tank production, we'd lose 1 million aeroplanes. We'd be using more steel, more engines, more oil, none of which we have. Good. I like it. I'm just gonna do a bunch more war machines here. And well, we're just gonna try and muddle through. Urbanized Mexico successfully completed. Winds of change. 25% loyalist % of living increases for 2 years. That's just nothing. Urban center building through. Wow. These quests are just not worth doing, are they? Now. Steel. We do have tanks now. 20 steel factories coming in. I'm just gonna go ahead and set our barracks to use tanks. Mechanized infantry, 500 tanks. Bunch more ammunition, bunch more oil. And since we learned that it wasn't the slight lack of military goods that was a big deal in our war against the USA, the one war, but it was actually nice. But it was actually the fact that I had recently changed equipment. I'm not that afraid of slightly missing equipment anymore. I don't like what just happened to our money situation. It probably had something go up terribly. It's not the subsidies. And was it even my expenses? It was my expenses. Government building goods? No. Surely it's military goods. Wait, that's not even here. Goods for military buildings. There. Yup. Because oil and tanks and stuff be expensive. I mean, these prices are fine. But oil is probably a big deal. It's not that expensive. What are you going to tell me what military goods are expensive? Just radios. But that's so many radios. Is it still not worth importing radios? I mean, it might be that there's just not any radios on the market. Fascist Prussians can sell me 8 radios. Let's not do that. Let's instead maybe just accept the fact that we're going to have some spare telephones. And we go ahead and build a bunch more electrics industries. We already have a bunch of spare telephones, but yeah, I think it's going to be the last thing we do this episode. We're going to go for the electrics industries and have more of those things. House infrastructure, oh, great infrastructure in Nebraska. So let's just have 20 telephone industries there. Sounds good to me. And then let's put a cut in here. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you enjoy what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and if you have anything else to say, please do so down there in that comment section. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.